And thank you for, first of all, adjourning today's board meeting in memory of our VTA employees lost their lives on May 26th. And you know, this is a tragedy that I hope will be the very last time we hear about this while I'm still on this board. And I would say that that week has certainly been my worst week since I've been on the board ever. A lot of attention has been placed on the VTA rail yard issue and also the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting a couple of years ago. And there's certainly no lack of news on the bad news we keep hearing regarding severity of firearm violence in our country. According to our DA's office, robberies, aggravated assault crimes involving firearms have increased significantly in recent years, making crimes involving firearms certainly one of the most important and urgent issues facing our county residents. The purpose of this referral is twofold. The first is to ensure that the firearm buyback events are held in a more periodic manner each year at different locations throughout the county to make it easily accessible for people who want to get rid of their firearms. Currently, right now, these events are held infrequently and in a relatively small scale. These events also have been held in partnership with other offices like the District Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office, and other local law enforcement agencies. In each of these events, we've been able to collect an average around 400 to 600 firearms. And it's a big enough problem that we really believe that on average, with 24,000 firearms being sold each year countywide, the numbers we're receiving seems small. However, as we know, the problem is not a matter of how few guns we're getting back. The issue is if guns are not wanted or unnecessary or falling in the wrong hands of people who have mental health issues, the result could be absolutely disastrous. I have contacted various mayors in the county, including Mayor of Sunnyvale, San Jose, Gilroy, and Milpitas, and they all have expressed some interest to support and join our county in the firearm buyback program efforts coming up. And so as the staff report coming back on this, I would like to get more information on the costs associated on hosting these buyback events and recommendation for expanding and hosting these events on a more frequent basis. Second, I would like to get a progress update on the existing body of work conducted by the District Attorney's Office and the Sheriff's Office as it relates to firearm violence reduction strategies and how it may be impacted due to the effects of the pandemic. In particular, I would like to get the clarity on the roles of the District Attorney's Office and the Sheriff's Office would play in terms of removing the firearms from individuals with temporary or permanent restraining orders, as well as other effectiveness and challenges that we've done. And this, my understanding, the Sheriff's Office already has had a challenge with receiving timely information on the restraining orders from the courts. And if I could also ask the Sheriff's Office and DA's office to work collaboratively with the court to streamline that, this would be great. As for the Sheriff's Office and its voluntary relinquishment program of the firearms, the one thing I'd like to add to this request is recommendations for allocating an up to amount of funding that may be used to further incentivize residents to relinquish their firearms if they are unable to attend or participate at a buyback event. And I would like to close by commending the DA's office, the Sheriff's Office, and our local law enforcement agencies within our county for their important partnership and collaboration in working to protect and uphold the safety of our residents as they implement the various firearm violence reduction strategies. Absent the common sense federal legislative actions on banning assault weapons, among other firearms reform efforts, our local jurisdiction like ours must rely on ourselves. Scaling up and consistently hosting buybacks will not be the silver bullet by any stretch of imagination, but I'm hoping that it would reduce the violence that we have experienced in our county. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Lee.